Welcome to the Berks Homes podcast, the business of building homes. I'm Katie, here with my brother Ben, and today we're talking about why choose Berks Homes and what makes us different.
Yes, but first, I'm pretty excited because we are not in that leadership meeting that's happening right now. We need to have a moment here.
This is glorious.
Yeah. So our senior leadership is meeting right now, and they are in charge of the meeting.
Yeah, they kicked us out.
Yeah, and I'm so grateful.
In a good way.
It's just one of those things that you get excited about letting go of. So that's why I'm happy.
That is a really good thing to draw attention to.
What else are you doing this week with this newfound time?
Well, I have extra meetings now. That's really what all I did.
That's not where I was going.
Add some meetings with my newfound time. What about you?
AI stuff.
Oh, always.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, it's so interesting with the AI stuff. You know, that was such a buzz term.
Yeah.
Is. And I think every time we've talked about it up to this point, it was kind of like a black box to me.
Yeah, it's just like a nebulous idea.
But I have really been utilizing it in my day-to-day for months now.
Yeah.
And I am at the point where it is life-changing.
Like you're actually a little dumb without it. Let's just be honest.
Yes. Yeah. I can't believe how fake smart it makes you.
Yeah.
Like you have to know how to work it, obviously, and you can't trust.
There's a skill.
Blah, blah. Yeah, but the speed of processing that I have accomplished using some of these tools is just, again, it's life-changing.
Yeah, it's just a tool in your arsenal that, the amount of time using that tool is getting bigger.
Yes.
But it's just like anything. How does it complement what you do? And one thing that I've noticed, I put some of my stone tablets away and my paper, and I've been utilizing, my chatbot, and it generates a lot of creativity on your side.
Yes. Creative thinking.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I've seen so far.
Yeah.
Using it more.
Have you printed out anything that it has generated?
Yeah, there's a nice little function that goes
Jeez.
Microsoft Word.
Click.
Convert to. And then I open it in Word, and then I convert that to a PDF.
Oh my gosh.
And then I print that to the boomer printer. No,
you could automate that.
Yeah, you probably could. But no, I just know you've been knee deep and neck deep for you.
Yeah.
In
knee deep for you.
Yes, AI stuff, and that's pretty cool. It's fun. It's exciting. We're always hacking stuff. We talked about that earlier.
Yeah.
And I think that's exciting, especially when you get people that alongside you that are excited about it.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, and we have quite a large group growing every day that's learning how to utilize all different softwares that incorporate AI in it, and it's been actually fun.
Yeah.
It's like one of these moments where you don't, when it's
the possibilities.
Yeah. You know something's coming, like the internet.
Yeah.
When you started playing around with, what you could find.
Yeah.
And it was like, this is going to be amazing, but there wasn't really much to it.
Yeah.
And then to see what it's turned into is the same thing.
Yeah. It's the same thing and different because it's literally affecting at the people level, like at the job level.
Yeah.
Like if you have 10 tests that you perform in a day, it takes you X time to do those 10 tests.
Yes.
And now it's Y time, which is whatever, half.
Yeah, exactly.
For some things.
Yeah. Well, I will get off my soapbox, but for example, just individual projects, it doesn't even have to be, automating tasks or even streamlining tasks. It's definitely used for that. But then just things that I only have to do once a year, like budget season, for example.
Yeah, that was impressive. I couldn't believe.
I was able to just take last year's budget, put logic to it for this year and run it out in about 5 minutes.
Right.
And go back and forth refining it so that I captured all of my exceptions, any tweaks I wanted to make just through chatting.
Yeah.
And then I had my spreadsheet formatted exactly how I needed it for the budget this year.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I mean, that alone, I feel like such a
don't
boomer.
ask you to do a PowerPoint.
Well, you were using the wrong tool.
Yes. Boy.
We have a hot tip. Don't use Copilot for PowerPoints.
I was very disappointed. I was reprimanding my agent very harshly. Like, this is just, I might have used the word pathetic.
Yeah. Thank you for the feedback.
Yes. Yes. Thank you for setting the bar high, Benjamin. How would you like me to proceed? Anyway, so that's cool. That's going on. I am doing a PowerPoint for the first time since like college because I'm doing a big meeting tomorrow with my whole operations leadership team. And so I thought a PowerPoint would be cool because I have a lot to cover.
Yeah.
And
keep you on track.
That's how my brain works. I need chronological order. So that's what I'm doing. And I'm actually physically doing it. I tried to have Cadence, my AI
helper.
Helper. She did create a cool logo for herself. But
that's, I liked it.
Not a PowerPoint. And I was like, I gave her the Berks Homes template PowerPoint. And she came back with like a green.
Nice.
And I was like, there's no logo even. Anyway, so that is my big thing for the week. We're doing that at the training center and it will be fun.
When are you doing that?
Tomorrow.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, we're going to have lunch and then we're going to do it, which I don't know why I was thinking like that's like low energy. Like I should have done the opposite.
Yeah.
You know, whatever. So it is what it is. So we'll have to do some jumping jacks after lunch. But since we had a great sales rally, I'm trying to be energetic, bring the energy.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a lot more, like a lot of the stuff that I'm covering is very like basic introductory, like, hey, we have some new team members that are in different roles and this is the squad now.
Yes.
So, these are the VPs and they are your leaders and this is my role in the whole thing. This is who I am. You help me create that profile of, like the compilation of all my personality traits and stuff. So I'm going over that stuff.
That I'm excited for you to do that. It was really helpful when I did it.
Yeah.
And getting just that clarity and that conversation around how to use me.
Yeah.
And how I'll get in your way or I can really help you out.
Right.
And this is what I expect out of you. And that back and forth is just setting that clarity up front so that it makes it really easy to work together.
Yeah. Well, that's my greatest strength is I know who I am. So this is how I can help paint the picture. So when you're communicating with me, and I'm not a clear communicator, I know that.
Me neither.
Right?
I know. Good thing we do a podcast.
Right.
Sorry, everyone.
So anyway, we're not even talking about what we're supposed to talk about.
Actually, perfect segue.
Yeah.
Because you did
that
say.
That is true. Go ahead.
You just said.
Set the table.
You know who you are. And that is our premise for why we think we're different. We can just stand very firmly on the fact that we know who we are, and that sets us apart because we have that clarity and we can talk about that all day.
Right. So set the stage. I'm a home buyer, and the whole topic that we're discussing today is why would you choose us, right?
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about. So I'm a home buyer in, let's just say, Central PA, which is like a 5-hour swath that we cover. It might even be 6 hours. I don't even know how far. It's 5 hours.
Yeah.
Why would I choose Berks Homes? And you're saying it starts with the fact that we know what we're good at and what we're not good at.
Exactly. We will say yes and no.
So let's start with the no. Like, what are we not? And we'll just use the context of like either local competition or national competition, the builders that are in the same areas as us.
Yeah, and to give some more color to this, where we are located is really known for home building. There are a lot of home builders
Yes.
in our area, and it's what's unusual about that is that it's not an urban area.
Right.
So typically, if you look at the map of builders across America, they're concentrated around, higher density areas.
Right.
And there's,
Texas.
less of them in concentrated spaces. So we have quite a few of the top 200 builders.
Oh, yeah.
Within driving distance of our office.
In
an hour.
Markets that we build.
Yeah. Direct competition, but not.
Right.
Because of our product
The
difference.
niches. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
We're probably the only one that does the exact product that we do.
Yeah. So I think maybe not the top 10. Let's just say out of the top 10 home builders in the country, at least 5 or 6 of them build where we do.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And then there's 3 or 4, what we would say, like we call ourselves like a mid-sized regional builder.
Yeah.
So not in the same one town and not small, but not
Public.
really big.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's 4 that are in the same business, within minutes of us.
Yeah.
And all of them build good houses.
Oh, yeah.
But they don't do what we do.
Right.
So we are the only ones that primarily serve first-time home buyers and move-up buyers.
Correct.
Right? So we would also say that these other builders, like a handful of them in Lancaster and Lebanon counties, they're really good at that, like what we would call higher end.
Yep.
They all build really nice houses and they offer a lot of customization.
Right.
Right. For a premium price.
Exactly. And that is what we're not.
Yeah. So we're value driven, not that they aren't, but value driven to the point of being attainable for a larger percentage of the population.
Right. Exactly.
I say attainable because that's the new word.
Yes.
It's not affordable, it's attainable.
Correct.
But it's a more accurate description because that's really what it is, attainable. Affordable is subjective.
Yes.
It's like attainable is you're literally here and you can get it, or you're here and you can't. So we're lowering that, that bar of attainability.
Yeah.
As best we can.
Before calling something affordable was subjective. Attainable is actually a formula.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It's objective. And I would also say, if you want to venture into the conversation about having that as our target, and that could be like a negative, like we're trying to, drive the costs down with less quality, right? We're also probably one of the only builders that have like an entire staff, a department called quality control.
Correct.
Like multiple people, their only job is to make sure our stuff is done well.
Yes. I didn't send you this article, but I'm going to. Actually, I did send it to Jaden this morning, and it was from...
He's not your brother.
Well, he's doing... He's going to execute on what I sent him, but you can just read it and make sure he does it.
Can I print it first?
Yeah. It's from the Builders Daily.
Yeah.
And it was talking about basically the lost art of R&D. And it was really great to read that, to kind of confirm that we have always been and still are on the right track with putting such a focus on that research, development, and quality control, because that's what that whole department is.
Yeah.
And not just that, but with our designs also. So it's our design, it's concept through execution and materials that we use and techniques and processes. So it doesn't just stop with, making sure that painted nicely.
Yeah.
That's not quality.
Right.
Quality starts way before that.
Right. It's the whole package.
Yeah.
It's the finished product as
A whole.
the sum of all the parts.
Yeah.
And I would definitely like to get into that piece of the conversation and sidestep from just like the fact that we do a really good job, I think, on the quality control for that price point.
Yes. Yeah.
And as well, we're paying for things that I don't think are typical of other builders in terms of the staff that we have. Like, we appreciate all the little things that it, again, the total sum of all the parts. Like, we appreciate having a full design staff.
Yeah.
That's important to us.
Yeah.
Why do we do that? Well, our subs and our trades and our vendors, like, they're really important to us. So we want to provide them with very clear, concise drawings.
Yeah. Again, everything, our lens is always, how do we make the next person in line successful? How do we give them everything they need to knock it out of the park?
Yep.
And one thing that we learned very early on, Dad did, is that the print is crucial to that execution on what we're trying to accomplish in the field.
Yeah. And I think all this, we'll eventually get there, but all this is for one party. Everything we talk about at the end is for the customer.
Yeah.
Because that's who we serve it,
this is
ultimately.
Who we're promising a product to.
But the interesting thing is, and it's just like making money, we don't focus on the money. We focus on all the steps added up to make money, right?
Doing things well gets you there.
Yeah. We don't necessarily focus on the customer throughout. We focus on everything that gives a great customer experience, because then you can focus a lot harder on the tasks.
Yeah.
Instead of this nebulous, like, am I giving them a good experience? It's just like throwing it out into the ether. It doesn't. All these things done really well give them a good customer experience.
I think that's why, and we'll probably reference our goals a lot during this conversation, but that's why we chose build with care, because that's the definition. If we're building each of these homes with care, then that translates to a really great customer experience, because that's going to come through in the process and the product when we're having that intention behind the build.
And I think, well, it would start with own your own playbook.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, to get there, again, breaking it all down into steps. Like, what are the activities that you need to do to hit this goal?
Right. So you're combining the process, your playbook, making sure you nail that with the intention of the care.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You're right.
And the broader picture here is why us is because we really try to focus on all the little steps. Like, that's something that we take a lot of pride in, is like, if this system is broken, we're going to get in there and fix it, figure out a new way, because that little thing is important.
Right.
It's throwing off something that affects the customer down the line.
Exactly. And we're not going to just let something go if it's just good.
Yeah.
If there's
somebody's got a better idea somewhere.
If there's a way to improve it, that's what we're looking for over time.
Right.
We really meandered here. So our first point was, why choose us? Why we're different? Because we know who we are. We know who we're targeting. We know who our buyer is. Yeah. And that's why I said that we know what to say yes to and what to say no to. So if a home buyer comes to us with a different set of expectations than what we're comfortable providing, we will tell them that up front.
Yeah. Right. We're not a custom home builder. We can just throw that out there.
Here are the 4 people right down the road who will do an excellent job for you. That's not us. If you're on the verge of being able to attain a home, get on over here. We'll help you out with that.
We got all kinds of samurai tricks.
Exactly. We're just trying to make it a process or an experience for that person that feels as impactful to them as the person who went down and got their own custom
$1 million home.
Exactly. Because it's percentage-wise more to them than the person who's spending more.
Yeah. We've always said that, right? Yeah. Like, it's that buyer profile that we serve is a challenging buyer profile.
Yeah.
Because we'll use round numbers. If I'm spending $400,000 on a home and it's my first home, it is a much larger percentage of my income
always
as a first-time home buyer than if I'm 60 and I'm paying $1 million.
Exactly.
It just is, you
Yep.
know? So
And associated with that is all of the fears, the fear of the unknown.
never done it before.
Right.
Yeah.
Not, the fear of letting go of that much
Mhm.
money, the fear of a purchase that large for the first time. I mean, there's a lot of things attached to it.
We talk a lot about empathy internally and, understanding what we do every day naturally desensitizes you to that mindset.
Which is why we talk about it all the
You just
time.
have to keep talking about it. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like, yeah, I know this is the cheapest home that you've built, Mr. Superintendent, in the last 3 years.
Mhm.
And it's just one of 30 you're managing.
Mhm.
But it's also that person's first experience ever in this industry. And it may be their last.
Yeah.
They might live there for 30 years.
Right. And they're trusting us to do it for them.
Yeah. So
It's a
when
big
you
deal.
put that in context, it's like, whoa,
Mhm.
and it would be interesting if we could, if this would never happen, but if you could print out like a headshot of every buyer we have every year,
Mhm.
like a little one, and just
Yeah.
put it on a wall.
Oh, that's a really
And
good
you'd be like,
idea.
I mean,
Like a collage.
yeah, either one or both. If it's a couple, I mean, you'd have 1,000 people on the wall
Yeah.
every year. It's wild,
Really is.
and
Somebody
that's like
get on that.
that's AI right there. You scan the internet.
Mhm.
So I think when we talk about understanding what we are and what we aren't, all those little things go back to the experience.
Yeah. So we know who we want to work with. We know the product that we can provide them. And we also mentioned that we kind of take pride in that department of quality control, research and development, all of
Mhm.
those things. So those were kind of like our first points here. We also want to talk about some, other differences that's not so concrete with our product, and well, our buyer's not as concrete, but our partnerships,
Mm-hmm.
And that
Like
kind of
trades and stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
that kind of goes into, again, tying back to our goals, is making sure that we are focused on building all of our relationships.
Yeah. I mean, and treating our quote unquote partners all equal.
Mm-hmm.
Customers.
Yeah.
Developers and trades and vendors, all equal.
Exactly.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So what does that mean? Our goal is to pay every invoice as quickly as possible.
Mm-hmm.
If it were up to me and you, it would just be like the invoice flies through the office and out the other end in 30 seconds.
Click, task complete, ACH.
Right. Yeah. Like if it were up to us, you would have money in your bank account the day the paint's drying.
Right.
Or whatever you did that day as a trade. There's a lot more zeros involved in that, but it's a goal. So it always treating them with respect by understanding what they're dealing with.
Right.
Right. So if you have empathy, again, for all parties, especially the trade base, hey, listen, they're paying their employees every week or every 2 weeks. So they're not a bank.
Exactly.
They did work, you pay them as fast as you can.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes there's a glitch in the system, you got to work through that. But the way you solve those problems mean a lot as well.
Mm-hmm.
If you get a call from sub, hey, I get paid every 2 weeks and there's this one invoice, it's been a month. Can you look into that?
Mm-hmm.
That's your top priority for that minute.
Yeah, exactly.
So that matters a lot. Second thing is when you ask them to come do the job, it better be ready.
Yes.
It better be in the shape that it should be in
for them to do
start
their work,
their task. That's our problem to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
It's not you tell them a date and a time and they show up and do their end. You better have it ready.
Mm-hmm.
So again, like you said, setting all parties up for success.
Right.
So what that means for our trades is they actually make money too.
Mm-hmm.
They make a profit.
Mm-hmm.
They're all running businesses that require profit at the end of the year. And our goal is not to reduce that profit, but to increase it.
Mm-hmm. We don't do well unless they do.
Yeah.
We need to keep them in this game for the long haul, because
otherwise they're just going to wait for a better opportunity and jump on it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and there's more opportunity around. We don't have to like squeeze to
No.
get the most out of every interaction.
No. I mean, again, yeah, it should be a really nice, friendly relationship in which you're always bouncing favors back and forth. They ask you for a favor, you ask them, like we're partners.
Yeah.
That's what partners do.
Exactly.
So what were the other ones? I was focused mostly on the trades.
I was just saying that a way to highlight how we're different or why you would choose us is because of the relationships we try to build in all facets of the experience. So we touched a little on the home buying experience and the trade partner, relationship, but then it's also any other partners that we work with along the way, whether that's in, lending, the finance, developers, all the other partnerships that we have. That's no different.
Right.
Any of those partnerships are just as much of an investment in care and time.
Yeah, when it's building your reputation, right?
Yeah, and it's kind of hard for us to quantify some of these things because it feels very basic and instinctual. We are trying to get people in their first homes, make them nice, do what we say we're going to do. That's like pretty basic.
Sounds like rocket science
right.
or not. Yeah.
We want to pay people when they do work for us, and we want to fulfill our obligations. It is really not much more than that, to be honest.
No, but if you don't, all those things you just said, if you don't make it an actual focus, it won't be.
Right. Well, that's why I think it's crazy that actually does make us different.
Yeah.
Those things in combination and having a focus on it creates a larger experience than just these little basic building blocks.
Right.
Right.
It's also, and we're just talking about things that Dad has really set the foundation for.
Yeah.
All this stuff. These are all learned behaviors. So we didn't invent it.
No.
But at the same time, we have benefited from, as a, gracious extension of who he is.
Yeah.
We've benefited from that reputation. And it's really helped establish and prolong relationships that he's had that we have now.
Right. And that's also part of it is a little bit of pressure not to ruin everything that he set up.
You want to be obsessed about something basic. Like if I hear that we missed a payment on a purchase order by a week.
Yeah.
And it was just an accident. I like that makes me so nervous. I'm like,
same.
We're not holding money. Same thing when we have a complicated warranty issue or something.
Yeah.
Like I get so obsessed with, is the homeowner okay? Like, do they understand? Are they informed?
Yes.
Do they know we're not walking away from anything?
Right. Again, a simple thing though, like you're saying, we really care about the communication.
Yeah.
Across the board for any of these people that we're talking about. That should be so basic, but if we're not concentrating on it and don't put a focus to getting ahead of things and over communicating, things can fall apart really quickly. So again, that's another one I want to throw that in as one of the basics that I believe is cornerstone to what we're trying to accomplish.
And the word keeps coming up, care. I mean, we said building with care.
Yeah.
What it means to me is I do care about basically all these parties, all these people that are affected by what we do.
Yeah.
Positively, negatively. You know what I mean? Like, I care that they're all taken care of as they're part of our ecosystem.
Right.
Like good experience for all involved.
Yeah. And typically when we set up a contract with someone, because that's usually, we're in a business.
Yeah.
So your contract is the foundation.
Everybody.
Of your relationship. That's what our business is centered around. So that's why we care so much about fulfilling our contractual obligation, doing what we said we're going to do, because we signed it and we need to fulfill that promise as a caring person.
Yeah.
That's where that care comes in. So like executing on what we said we're going to do. But it's also how to get course correct when something unexpected comes up.
Yeah.
And caring that it is something that's off.
Right.
Like, get it back to good as quickly as
Yeah.
possible with as much concentration and effort to get it at least equal or better than where we were intending.
Yeah.
And again, that's contract with home buyer, contract with trade partner, contract with seller. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Developer.
Yeah.
Seller. Yeah.
That's a good one. Celeber.
I said Sealandsburg today.
Yeah, that was a good one. A lot of Berks.
Learning
and
a lot about Central PA and really just having a nice mashup.
Yeah. So when we do have contracts, it's, at the end of the day, I think what our desire is typically is that the other party feels like they got a little more than what they were contractually obligated to get.
Correct.
That's a little more.
That's how you get the win-win-win.
Right. Yeah. I'm happy. If you're thrilled and I'm still happy,
even better.
That's fantastic. That makes me happy.
Yeah. Exactly. That gives purpose to what we do.
Yeah, it's definitely another level of meaning. We can choose to do whatever you want in life, but when you actually can positively affect lives in that way, it makes it so much more fun.
Yeah.
This business is very hard.
Yes.
So I think it's easy for us to really grasp onto some of those altruistic benefits, if you will. You know what I mean? Like just the impact of like being part of somebody's next 30 years.
Yeah.
It's very rewarding.
Yeah.
In that way. So yeah, we care. I mean, that's the bottom line. That's it.
That's what makes us different. We care.
Yeah. I mean,
genuinely.
Other builders, they care too, but we care a lot.
Most.
Yeah, the most in our little niche. Yeah.
Exactly right.
Because we don't, I think just to verbalize it, like we don't really trash any of our competition. We just pick parts of what they do well and admire it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's how I look at competition in general. I'll trash the occasional national builder. Okay, we can trash them a little bit.
Yes.
They're just giant conglomerates that nobody cares about anything.
They're soulless.
They're soulless.
Yes.
But our local competitors, I look at each one of them and I go, wow, they really do that well. That's impressive.
Yes.
And then I did have a conversation yesterday with a guy that works for one of our competitors because they wanted to know how we could partner on things. And it was cool, He was a really nice guy. I'd hang out with him. And he was complimenting us on something that, at the same time, I was complimenting them on something else. I'm like, you guys always have like these great, communities and great style and, very nice aesthetic and all this stuff. And he couldn't believe that we could accomplish the volume that we do, vice versa. So I was like, you guys could too. You just have to do this and this and this, but there's a place for everybody.
Exactly.
And I think at the end of the day, you need to know
who you are.
And they're having that meeting over there and I'm just so happy that I'm not in it. I keep thinking about it.
Tell me why that makes you so happy.
It's the time. It's the fact that when were we going to do this week? This week's pretty jammed.
Yeah.
And why? Because of meetings.
Yes.
And we share similar personality traits and DNA. And that's really hard for us to be super busy and not have like time to be creative.
Yeah.
It's alone time, it's that's when you're cooking in the lab.
For me, I have spent so much time coming up with how to set up that meeting.
Yeah.
Weekly or monthly, I guess.
Right.
To not have to do that piece of it has freed up my time, not just in the meeting, but outside of it.
Right.
So then I can put my processing strategy brain on a lot of other stuff.
Yeah, fun stuff.
That for me was really eye-opening, thinking about how much time we've invested in the structure and the cadence for all of these meetings. And it's like, oh, okay, now that effort is paying off.
Yeah, you've transitioned ownership of that elsewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, at some point you just trust your people too.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what they've all been hired to do.
Better than we can do it.
Yeah. We just, it's about making sure that I think they got the vision now.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we were doing for months.
Yeah.
Is the vision.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like, okay, now you guys can execute it.
Yeah.
When our brain starts to like fog up.
Yeah.
So I think we got it.
I think so too. I do want to give a shout out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I forgot. Go ahead.
And I would like to, and this is something that I've been thinking about for a while, so it isn't anything that popped up this week. It's just now I've remembered to actually say it. And that is Ed in accounting.
Oh, yeah. Can you say his last name? Because I'm not going to attempt that. Okay. Ed. Eddie. Starts with a Q. So that's why I was saying,
Isn't it Kirk?
Yeah.
Yes.
I
Ed, you're going to have to really, pull me aside here and tell me how to pronounce your last name.
We know who you are, Ed.
I want to give this shout out because he has this kind of casual goal of every single month automating a part of their process and has been knocking it out of the park. Christine, we've shouted out already.
Casually, yeah.
That was sarcasm.
Yeah.
Because of a lot of these things, but since he's come on board, he shares that vision and is executing on it at a different level.
Yeah.
So we are just
taking it seriously.
Very seriously.
As an accounting person would.
But just the efficiencies that have been created are really impressive, and I'm so excited to see how much they have accomplished in such a short time, and the way that he's thinking about what we do and how to make it better for his team, but also the larger team as a whole, so we can get better information quickly. And it's just been
He's such a delight.
Yes. So easy to talk to. So nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very serious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just really have been wanting to let everybody know that's what he's been doing. And it's really cool.
His title is accounting manager?
Correct.
Yeah. So they definitely made him in a lab. Like accounting manager Ed,
Yep.
And he's awesome.
Yeah. So shout out to Ed.
Shout out Ed. Back to the Arctic. It's about 0 today outside.
2 degrees when I got in my car at...
Mine was 0.
Oh, that is wild.
Yeah.
Do you know what we didn't talk about? Not to go leave on a downer.
Okay. Let's do it.
We did not... I mean, I guess they died the day they lost, but we didn't even mention the Eagles.
Yeah, they're dead to me right now.
Listen, this is the beauty of them. We would have to stop following them if they just turned into the Patriots and won every year. They have to break our hearts intermittently in order to be who they actually are.
I'm glad you pointed that out because I was trying to explain this to somebody the other day, and I don't remember who, but they were like Broncos fan or something, like live around here. I forget. It was one of my friends, and I was just like, and he was just like, what is wrong with you Eagles fans? And I was like, you don't understand. I listened to Sports Talk Radio more the week after the Eagles lost this year than last year when they won the Super Bowl. It's just part of being a fan here. And it's needing to be angry at something.
You got to get it out.
The only way we want to win is as an underdog.
Yes, that's exactly right. That's my point.
So it's just, how do we craft a narrative where nobody likes us and we're not predicted to win and then we win?
Yeah, we were getting
but have a good team.
We were getting too likable.
Yeah.
So I was actually...
We don't need bandwagon jumpers.
Right. I was so, obviously, irate at that ridiculous... I don't even want to talk about it. But then afterwards, I was like, good.
Yeah.
Now everybody's going to leave us alone again for a little bit.
I mean, this was just like, this was the Super Bowl. Losing in the first round.
A wild card game.
There's a deep, dark corner of every Philly fan's heart that's like, this is my time.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a new way to complain about this.
Oh. I mean, the boos on the preseason games
we got
are
a
going to
whole
be
off season to just toil and say we should fire this guy and trade this guy and kill this guy and blah 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 blah. So anyway, yeah, that's where we're at. And then, it's just a lot of, toiling and depression, and the Phillies didn't sign the free agent that they should have. The Sixers are on a little bit of a losing streak. The Flyers haven't been good in forever, and it's a good time to be alive. And I just watch it all.
I was gonna say
every single minute of every game.
I
Like
gave
a
up
sicko.
on the Sixers a long time ago. I can't believe how you have hung in.
It's a badge of honor. I'm thinking about getting a tattoo. So yeah, that's
all right. I just needed to.
I'm happy though.
Wrap it up like that.
I mean, it's just part of being a Philadelphia fan, and we've had our titles.
Yeah, it was getting gross.
It makes it sweeter. All right.
Have a good one.
Yep.